my channel. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, the old ones and the new ones. Thank you so much. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, like my video and share my video. If you actually find this video helpful, please do not hesitate to hit on the like button. Today actually I'm going to be teaching you how to cut a kaftan, a gorgeous kaftan. That's what I'm going to be teaching you, and I'm going to be making use of this lace fabric. It's a sample lace. Actually it is 3 yards, yeah, 3 yards of fabric. That's what I'm going to be using to make the kaftan. And the neck of the kaftan, I'm going to be putting a bow at the neck of the kaftan. It's going to be like a halter neck or a high neck, but not really high. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It is really simple and easy. This kaftan, you can actually pull it through in less than 30 minutes for a beginner. Yeah, I assure you that. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. So I'm actually going to be folding my fabrics into two. I'm actually supposed to fold like this. But if I'm folding like this, you can see, because the length of the dress, I actually want it to be 60 inches, but it's not going to be enough. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be turning it this way. I'll turn it this way. So I'm going to be making use of this length. When I fold it like this, I'm going to be having my 60 inches for it. But the only problem is now, what I'm going to be doing now, I'll take it to my machine and then join this top part for the shoulder. I'm going to be joining it. I'll join it and then open on this side. I'll join it up here and open. So I'll come back and show you. So I'll finish joining the shoulder part. So I have to, so I'm going to be folding it into 4. I'll fold again. So I have 2 pieces here. So I'll fold it like this. So I'm just going to trim out this part to make it straight and equal. So before then, I cut out 9 inches of fabric. That's from the entire length. So this is what I'm actually going to be using for the neck bow that I talked about initially. So that's what I'm going to be using, 9 inches. I'm actually going to be folding it into 2, so that will give me 4.5, because I want it to be 4 inches. 4.5. I'll use the half inches as my seam allowance to join it to the neck part. So I'll just set this aside, and then now I'm going to be taking my full measurement. So I'm going to be using the entire length, which is 60 inches. So that is what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the entire length. I'm actually not going to be folding, because I'll just leave the edge of the lace. I'll use it as the down part. So I'll just leave it like that for the entire length. So I'll be inserting my measurements now. The first thing is the bust measurement. And for the bust, I'll measure. The bust point is actually 11. So this is my 11 inches. This is the bust point, 11 inches, and then the under bust is 15. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is the waist measurement. I'm going to be using 20 inches as my waist measurement. This is 20 inches for the waist measurement. This is the middle part of the fold. So what I'm going to be doing now, I'm going to be measuring this side, I'll mark out the measurement on this side and then do the same thing on the other side, so it will enable me to run my stitch down the line. So 20 inches, and then from the between the waist measurement and the hip measurement, I'm going to be using 9 inches. So this is 29 inches. So this is the waist measurement, and then this is the hip measurement. So this middle part, this is the hip part. I'm using 9 inches. You can watch other of my videos to know how to actually insert your measurements when it comes to gowns. The bust measurement, I'm going to be using the 11 inches that I measured initially for as my bust point line. That's what I'm going to be using. I'm going to be leaving the 11 inches. That's going to be my armhole. That's what I'm using as the armhole. So the bust measurement is 42 inches. When you divide 42 into 4, you have 10.5. I'm dividing it because my fabric is folded into 4, so that is why it's divided into 4. I have 10.5. So this is my 10.5 here. I marked it out initially. Then the under bust measurement is 38. So when you divide 38 into 4, you have 8 inches. So this is my 8 inches. And then the waist measurement, I'm going to be using 39. I'm going to be leaving the waist part. I'll just go with the hip part. You can decide to leave it. You can decide to measure it. So I'm just going to ignore that part. Then the hip measurement is 45 inches. When you divide 45 into 4, you have 11.5. So I'll just bring my tape like this. This is 11.5 here. That is for the hip measurement. So now I'm going to be connecting my lines. I'm just going to be connecting it like this. So for the down part of my kaftan, I'll make it a little bit wider. So I'm going to be making use of 15 inches for the down part, which is 30 inches. That's for the down part. So I have my 15 inches here, right here. That's for the down part. So I'll connect my lines. I just put it like this. And I'll stop. From the down part of the kaftan, I'll measure, because I don't want it to be tight at the down. I'll measure 9 inches from the down. That's from the floor point to 9 inches. So I'll stop there. So I'll just roll it up to this point and then I'll stop. And then I'll stop. So that's that. The next thing I will do now is the neck. For the neck, I don't want the neck to be wide, so I'll make use of 3 inches. That's from the middle point. I'll make use of 3 inches. This is my 3 inches like this. That's the width. It's 3 inches. And then the depth that I'm going to be using, I'll use another 3 inches for the depth. So I'm cutting the back neck and the front neck. I'm cutting it the same. So what I did here to this side of the kaftan, I'll turn my fabric to the other side and repeat the same exact thing I did here. I'll repeat it on the other side. I'll repeat it here. So I'll repeat it on this side. Before then, I'll just show you how to connect the neck. How to fix the bow. That's if you choose to fix a bow. If you choose to fix the bow, you can decide to just use your bias to just turn like this and leave it. But if you choose to fix it, you sew it along this line, and then you just sew it along the line. You seal it from the edge, and then you take the midpoint, and then you take the midpoint once you get your midpoint, you just make a notch here at the middle of it, and then you come to the back. You come to the back, you just fold like this. You choose any part, which part, since the back neck and the front neck is the same, you just make a notch like this also at the middle to indicate the back, and then you open up like this, and then from this midpoint you just take it like this, and then you sew. You just sew it round, and then bring it to the middle of this point of the front, the center front. I'll just sew it round, and then when I get to the center front, I'll just stop, and then do the same with this side also. I'll just sew it. I'll just sew like this, and when I get to the middle, I'll just stop. So that's it. That's that. So that is how. So this is the other side. So I've done the same thing to the other side. And then for the down part, because I don't want my kaftan to be sagging at the down part, I'm going to be reducing from this edge. I'll reduce it by 2 inches. So I'll just make a slant like this. I'm just going to be slanting it like this. I'll just slant it. I'll slant it to this side like this. I'll slant it to this side like this. You can see the curve part. I just curved it a bit because I don't want it to be sagging and be as it's going along. So that is why I just reduce and just make a little curve on the edge of it. So you can see the shape of the kaftan. So what I'll do now, just take it to the machine. Very simple and easy. Just take it to the machine and just sew along the lines. You just sew like this, and then stop it here, and then do the same thing to this side. I'll just sew and stop it here. So I just sew, follow my chalk line and sew it and stop. So I have now come to the end of this tutorial. So this is how you actually sew a gorgeous Instagram kaftan, cow kaftan. You can call it cow kaftan, you can call it elephant kaftan, whatever you just choose to call it. Beautiful.